Shalom, shalom. I do want to start off this lesson by saying all praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA. For giving me the opportunity to make a lesson today. I do want to give double honors to the elders and apostle GREATMILLSTONE for teaching the truth by using precepts upon precepts and line upon line. My name is RAWCHAA for the Camp of Prophets in Babylon. Making another lesson today, and this lesson is about a draft coming to pass. All right, and the reason why I want to get into that lesson is because of the situation that's happening around the world with Trump and Putin. Trump is basically threatening Putin to basically bomb Moscow with a missile strike. All right, a few days ago, we heard that they was talking to each other for a peace treaty, but now it seems like that's not really the case anymore because Ukraine now has military weapons that's capable of carrying a warhead to be delivered toward Moscow. All right, and now Putin had went to China to talk to them, probably because they're getting ready for war, trying to talk to their allies to see what they're gonna do next. Or even Trump is tweeting out how we will see if Putin had taken us seriously or not. We will see, and it's kind of obvious that Putin didn't, because first thing first, you guys got to understand is that Trump had put troops down in America in different states. In California and in DC. All right, he wants that to happen to Florida. He wants it to happen to Texas. He wants it to happen everywhere. Why? Because Trump is planning to go to war with Putin. All right, he is planning to go to war with these other nations. All right, Trump is not slowing down. He's a World War III guy. Scripture says a cruel Lord. He's gonna deliver Egypt unto the hands of the cruel Lord. Who is that cruel Lord? Trump. Trump is that cruel Lord that delivered America into World War III. And that's what's about to come to pass. We're in an age where he's going to deliver America to World War III. And when that war happens, he's going to try to calm everybody down through those troops. Because when Trump announced that we're going to go to war with Russia, what do you think he's going to do? What do you think the people in America is going to do? They're going to riot. They're going to vandalize. They're going to go crazy. People's gonna start trying to hit survival mode. Remember that time the incident happened in 2019. All right, people was basically scared. They were stealing toilet papers. They were stealing hand sanitizer. They was basically stealing supplies that was needed to survive a situation that was happening in 2019. But now, since we're in another age, we're entering a situation of World War III. People is gonna start stealing supplies that they need to survive if a nation get hit by nuke. All right, they're gonna start robbing stores. They're gonna start raping women. They're gonna start stealing women. People might take revenge because they don't think that they're gonna survive the apocalypse that's about to come to pass. People's gonna do everything they want. That's why Trump had brought down those martial law troops. That's why he wants troops to be on the ground early, so when he announced it, everybody could be under control. Everybody could be detained. Everybody could be, under his authority. That's why he has those troops down. And so he can regulate the laws and regulation that he wants for the new world order that he wants to come to pass. All right. And plus, Trump is not the one who's planning this. It's the people that's above him, people upstairs, the elites, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, whatever they want to call themselves, the Illuminati's, the Satans, whatever they want to call themselves. I call them the man upstairs. They're the one who is controlling everything and the one who is basically telling Trump to do these things because they're running out of time. They want their new world order system to come out quick. All right, and you could tell they want it quick because I remember back in the days, a few months ago, Trump said that Putin had 50 days to talk about the negotiating peace deal. That days went down to, instead of 50 days, he dropped it down to 2 weeks. Then he said a week. You could see how they're just rushing the process. They're doing it because they want the system to come out, because they know prophecies is about to be fulfilled where they're going to be destroyed. Basically, Esau Edom knows that his rulership is about to come to an end. It's about to come to an expiration date, and he wants to enjoy it while it lasts. So he's trying to rush it. Esau Edom is trying to rush everything. The Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, they're trying to rush everything so everything could be according to plan, what they want, But what all this will happen, what will come first, the draft. Because World War III must come to pass, and America doesn't have that much military power. If you want to compare it to China, India, all right, well, I think China and India are enemies, are they not? I believe so. Hold on. I probably could be wrong about that. Let me do a little research, a quick research real quick. Uh, they're probably allies now. Hold on. Let's just enter this. A1, B2, C3. Samoa's on my laptop. No, I know it was on my laptop. Alright. Slovakia. It seemed like somebody was trying to access my laptop because it wouldn't access that. That doesn't matter. Let me search this information. Is China enemies with India? Actually, they're actually okay. I was wrong. I always believed that India and China had like beef with one another, but actually, they're actually friends. All right, a news article the week 4 hours ago came out. It says India and China find common ground amidst U.S. pressure. But can the bromance last? They're questioning it, but it seems like China and India is finding high grounds or a common ground against a common enemy, America. All right, so it's that's already bad as it is because China manpower is like immense. They got a lot of men. All right, they're overpopulated over there. It's so bad to the point where China created a law where basically you can only have one kid, and if you have a woman, they're gonna put that kid to death because they have too many people in China. Even in India military they have multitude of troops. All right, so if America needs to fight against that, America need a they need basically everybody out of America to go into war, and they're gonna draft anybody. Joe Biden had passed a law when in his presidency year of how women could be drafted. Women can be drafted. Let's see if that's still out. No, a woman cannot be drafted in U.S. military under the current law. Nope, actually, wrong again. No, a woman cannot be drafted in the U.S. military under the current law. In the event national emergency required, conscript only men are subject to the draft because the military act specific only males person must register. For a woman to be required to register, Congress will have to pass the legislation to amend the current law. I'm pretty sure Joe Biden did already do that. Oh, there. Hold on. U.S. military draft bill would require U.S. military draft bill would require women to register for selective service. Los Angeles last week, the House of Representatives passed an updated version of the National Defense Authorities Act (NDAA), which allows the U.S. government to automatically register men aged 18 to 25 into selective service or draft system. While it hasn't been invoked in over half a century, and mandatory for male U.S. citizens to register for selective service, also known as military draft, when they turn 18, failure to register is classified as a felony and come with a host of legal challenges. Oh, it's only for men. I don't think women would be selective. So I was wrong. I'm pretty sure Joe Biden did do that though. I was wrong. I was actually wrong. Woman being drafted. Joe Biden. Okay, so President Joe Biden administration has supported the idea of women registering for the selective services, but Congress has not yet passed the legislation and to enact it. The U.S. does not currently have it an active military draft, and registration is required only by the men aged 18 to 25. So basically, it's in the process of happening, but they haven't passed it yet. And most likely they are because they really need cannon fodder. They just need cannon fodder to put those people back because they're mainly going to be using bombs. They're going to be using nukes. They're going to be using missiles, tanks, bomber planes. They're mainly going to be using that to fight off these people. They're not going to be, fighting them. They're not going to rely on the human hands. They just need cannon fodder to do it. So they're most likely going to pass the law. But either way, a massive draft is going to happen. And a lot of you men out there all right, is going to be put to death. And I want to grab a scripture about it. Jeremiah 51 verse 29. And the land shall tremble and sorrow, for every purpose of the Lord Yahawah shall be performed against Babylon. All right, why is the land going to be tremble and sorrow in the days we're about to get into? Because we're going to be in the age of War 3. All right, all the things that the prophets has been saying and Yahweh's embodied is going to come true. And everybody that passed by and heard it is going to realize that the prophets was telling the truth. So they're going to be trembling. They're going to be in sorrow. They're going to be like, what the fuck? What should we do? For every purpose of the Lord, all right, Yahawah shall be performed against America, against Babylon. So everything that Yahweh shall imagine is going to be happening against America. Our World War III is going to happen. The nukes is going to happen. Jacob Trouble is going to happen. The RFID seal is going to happen. All right. I didn't label it in an orderly fashion. I'm just, labeling out prophecies that's going to happen in America, and it is going to be performed. To make the land of Babylon, America, a desolation without inhabitants. Verse 30, the mighty men of Babylon have borne to fight. They have remained in their holds. All right, so the mighty men of Babylon have borne to fight. That means a draft. The man that had been, that was already in the military, and the man that got drafted in. They have forborne to fight. They was in the fighting. They was fighting in World War III. All right. They have remained in their holes. Their might have failed. They became as women. Because in World War III, what's going to happen is that Yahweh is going to cause America to lose. America's going to lose horribly. It's not going to be a little loss. It's going to be a horrible loss. All right. They're going to became as women. They're going to cry. Why? They have burned her dwelling place. Her bars are broken. Who is the they? Are many nations. All right, and Yahweh BAHASHAM, mainly Yahweh, he's the one who caused it, but maybe he's going to use the many nations to shoot their nukes at America. When America draft you men to war and you guys get put to death in the slaughtering and get damn near get obliterated by the tanks and the chariots too, because the chariots are going to be there. You're gonna look in TikTok, you're gonna look in Instagram, you're gonna look in Snapchat, whatever social media that you use. You're probably gonna have a phone in War 3. And you're gonna look in the news and you're gonna realize you're gonna see America on fire, and they're gonna be crying because their state has got nuked, their hometown got destroyed, their mothers, their wives gone, their kids gone. They're gonna become as women. They have burned her dwelling place, her bars are broken. One pole shall run to be another, and one messenger to be another, to show the king of Babylon. Who's the king of Babylon right now? Who's taking America into war right now? Trump. They're going to run to another. They're going to go to the bunker where Trump is hiding. And they're going to be like, hey, Babylon, look, the Babylon, his city is taken at an end. America has been destroyed. America had been nuked. And that's what's about to come to pass. And the passages are stopped, and the reeds they have burned with fire, and the men of the war are affrighted. A man of war are affrighted. Why? Because they lost. Where are they gonna go? There's no home anymore. There's no home to fight anymore. Where are you gonna go? What wars you fighting for? Everything that you fought for came to naught. All right. That's basically what's gonna happen. They're gonna be afraid. They're gonna be scared. They're gonna be heartbroken. Imagine you find yourself all you got drafted and you're in the war fighting, hoping that you're gonna win, and you look at TikTok and you see your own nation on fire. And that's the worst place to find out that you lost the war, on TikTok. Jake, you're gonna be seeing people putting a music overlay on your video of America being destroyed. They're gonna put a funny one too, and your ass gonna be dropped. You're gonna be sucked into death because you're affrighted. And how that's gonna happen? Through a draft. It's gonna happen within a draft. All right. Oh, hold on. I just had a Joel. I don't know why it backed out. Joel 3, let's go to verse 9 if I'm not mistaken. Yup, it says this: proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. And we're in a time where nations are preparing for war. They're preparing for a mass draft because World War III is about to come to pass. They're about to go fight against one another. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. All right, and all the mighty men is within. And you men in America that be going to the gym, you Jake out there, you be thinking that you going to the gym, you think you control the whole world. All right, Jake Pride is always up in the high because of their strength. All right, but Yahweh Shemashah gonna humble you Jakes too. He gonna draft your ass in a row. Since you strong, go into war and fight. Don't call upon my name either. and see how you're going to survive in the war, because you're going to all be put to the slaughter for not listening to the ways of Yahweh Shemashai. Or let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Be your plowshares into swords, and be your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And other nations that have been weak for many years, they're going to be saying they're strong. They're going to have the nukes to back it up too. Our North Korea is going to be joining the war. India, China, all those nations used to be weak back in the days. You wouldn't consider them as a nation. You probably consider them as just a group of people that just live there. You know, now they got military strength, and they're going to gather themselves up, and they're going to have a draft too, and they're going to go to war. And America's going to have the war too to fight that back off. They're going to have a massive draft to fight that off. All right. It says this, verse 11, assemble yourself and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourself together round about hither, cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord Yahweh Shemashai. All right, the point is what? Assemble yourself, come, all ye heathens. All you heathen. All right, all you heathen. All right, so you're going to have China, you're going to have Russia, you're going to have Americans. All right, you're going to have Asians, China, Asians. They're in Asia. That's stupid. But you're gonna have Japanese. You're gonna have Iranians. You're gonna have Israel, Amalek. You're gonna have Canadians. You're gonna have them in the Middle East fighting, and you men out there in the draft, you're gonna be fighting there too. And what's gonna happen? You're gonna be utterly destroyed. You're gonna be utterly. Look, prophecy talks about how many nations are gonna be gathering themselves for war. All right, many men's war are gonna be affrighted. You're gonna be drafted. All right, another scripture to hit home with the point is Isaiah. Let's grab Isaiah chapter 3, somewhere in a few last scriptures. Verse 25. Isaiah 3, verse 25, it says this: thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty men in the war. And this is a curse toward the wicked woman, or the woman out there that's acting like they something special, and they being prideful, they being wicked, all wicked. They commit adultery to one after another. All right, this is a curse towards them, but it still applies that what? A man's gonna be fallen by a sword. Why? Because they're gonna go to war. That means what? They're gonna be drafted into the wars to be put to death. A massive draft is going to happen. You're gonna be bowed down to the slaughter. All right. And her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit down upon the ground. Why? Because her man is gone. Her man got utterly destroyed. Her man got wiped away into World War III, into the draft. Like I said, a massive draft is going to come in America. A massive one. It's going to be a massive draft, because they're going to go to war against Russia. At first, they're going to go to war. Everybody's going to be calm. They're going to try to calm the situation down. They'll be like, we're not going to draft nobody. Wooty-woo. They're going to be, they're going to try and keep it calm. And as soon as they start seeing the numbers going down, they're going to start drafting people. They're going to start doing it. And they're not going to care either. I want to get another scripture real quick. Because I believe there's another one in the book of Jeremiah, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I don't. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Yeah. Jeremiah 50, verse 30. Let's grab that real quick. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 30. I believe this is the scripture. It says this: therefore shall her young men fall in the streets, and all her men of war shall be cut off in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh Shemashah. Hold on, let's go up a precept real quick. Let's start at verse 28. Jeremiah 50, verse 28. The voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of Babylon, out of America, to declare the Zion, the vengeance of the Lord Yahweh our power, the vengeance of his temple. Yahweh Shemashah is coming to judge America for what they have done to Israel, so-called Negroes, Latino Americans. And it's going to be called the vengeance of the Most High. This is because this is the vengeance of his temple. This is his vengeance. The reason why America is going to be destroyed is because what they have done to Israel. It's payback, basically. is payback for what they have done and what they are continually doing as we speak. All right, what they think of their head, what they put us down in a desolate state. They have persecuted the prophets, laugh at the prophets. Look, this is vengeance of the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai. It's simple. Verse 29, call together the archers against America, Babylon. All you that bend the bow, camp against her round about. Let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her works, according to all that she have done. Do unto her, for she have been proud against the Lord Yahweh, against the Holy One of Israel. For all these years she been proud. America had been doing, she been doing all this wickedness, believing that nothing bad is going to happen. You know how proudful you got to be to have that mentality, to just talk all your, do all bad stuff, thinking that no repercussions is going to come to you. That's the pride of America. That's the proud of Esau, Edom. Verse 30, it says this, therefore shall her young men fall in the streets, and her men of war shall be cut off in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh Shemashai. And you remember, America don't have that much people. So how is America going to fight India and China at the same time? And they got the most military men in their country. They outnumber the military of America many folds. So what do you think Trump is going to do? You think Trump is going to just send a couple of Marines there and hope for the best? No, he's going to do a massive draft. He's going to draft many young men into that war. And they're going to fight and die. And a lot of you men is going to die. A lot of you going to die. All right, a lot of men is not going to, a lot of men is going to see the draft from the military and they're going to run. A lot of men is going to see the mail from the military. You're going to see the mail in your house. You're going to run. You're going to escape. And in America, that's a felony, if I'm not mistaken. Running from a draft. Yeah, draft invasion. All right, you became a draft free agent. No, the concept of NFL. No, running from a draft. Military. All right, a federal felony with a severe penalty, including a penalty fine up to $50,000 and or a prison sentence up to 5 years, and eligible for a federal job and citizenship or some student financial aid. So basically, you just be stripped of everything. If you still could get a job in America, but if you don't have citizenship, you're basically done. You're not gonna live in America. You're basically just you're gonna be kicked out. Basically, you're stripped. You're done for. That's basically the penalty if you don't want to go to war. You're getting stripped of everything. And then is that gonna, doesn't matter, because prophecy gotta be fulfilled, and a lot of you gonna, to fulfill prophecy, a lot of you gotta be drafted. Let's go to verse 31. Behold, I'm against thee, O thou art most proud, said the Lord Yahweh of hosts, for thy day is come, and a time that I will visit thee. And he's visiting America as we speak. If I'm not mistaken, there was a UFO sighting in Miami. Let's grab that real quick. UFO sighting in Miami. That was January the 9th, right? It was that's January the 9th. Is it January right now? Yeah, it is January. It's not. It's August. What am I talking about? That's not it. UFO sighting in Fort Lauderdale. My crew spots something strange in the sky. Oh, Fort Lauderdale? That's a call out Yahweh Shemashai. That's literally where I prophesy. That's actually cool. I wish I had seen it. But let's see real quick. That's the title's name. Let me see. I know Redacted was talking about it. There's so many videos. What the heck?
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Remember the drone hysteria in New Jersey last month? We have a local story that pretty much tops that one. A crew on board a private jet spotted something high in the sky, and they shot this video of it, and they have no idea what they saw that night. Ari Odzer is joining us now from Fort Lauderdale with a first-hand account of this very bizarre sighting, Ari.
Yeah, no doubt about it. People see things in the sky that defy explanation.
It started as white, and then it just got green and almost like an electric, some type of energy around.
No way, it was green? Salakia, if I got too excited. No way, it's green? No way. No way. That's actually it's actually 7 months ago too. The sighting never, oh wow, in a comment board it said the sighting never stopped. In Jersey, the media just stopped covering it. So Esau, okay, look, I'll just say this. Esau knows that Yahawah BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI is coming. He knows he's coming. They just don't tell you guys in the news. They don't tell you nothing because they don't want you all to be scared. But you should be scared. And Esau is gonna do tooth and nail. He's gonna fight tooth and nail to make sure that he he gonna fight tooth and nail to make sure that his kingdom lasts forever. And how he's gonna make sure his kingdom lasts forever? He's gonna fight. He's gonna draft people. He's gonna kill people. He's gonna Esau is gonna bug the hell out in the end time. He's gonna bug out. He's gonna go crazy. All right, he is going to bug out. Let me grab another precept real quick. Like a young lion, he is ready to pounce. Psalm 17, 11 through 12. No. I'm trying to get the verse, but it keeps on giving me Psalms 17, verse 12, KJV. This one. All right, let me go to verse 11. Nope, verse 12. It says this: like as a lion that is greedy of his prey, as it were a young lion lurking in the secret places. And that's basically talking about Esau Edom. He's, right now he's just leaning down. He's ready to basically pounce on you people of the reality check of what's actually going to happen, right? Oh, arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. And the Most High is going to disappoint him by destroying America. But that's all I want to get into today. Salakia, but that's all I want to get into today. Louis edified by this lesson. I do want to give all praises to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. For giving me the opportunity to do a lesson today. I do want to give double honor to the elders and Apostle GREATMILLSTONE for teaching the truth by using precept upon precepts and line upon line. Shalom.